live.
Go live. Looks like you're ready. Boom, 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 boom.
Hello, and welcome to the Velveteen Lounge.
Gotta love it, gotta love it, gotta love it. Love it, love it, love it.
We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
It seems like such an accomplishment, doing what you have done successfully for years, but in more recent months, it has been a bit of a challenge. Well, we might have come up with the solution, the workaround, however you want to put it. I like that idea.
I'm bringing us up.
Let's get us up to date, shall we? Hey, hey, hey. Hello to everybody who's here already. We're getting there with the platforms, and we'll be there with the comments in no time whatsoever.
We did it. We did it.
It seems like such an accomplishment. Do we?
Can hear what you just heard.
You know what you just heard.
Okay.
I love the echo.
So I want to move.
Nobody to speak to on YouTube.
I don't want to touch that tab, so I'm going to move this tab.
Move it over there.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so you
Good.
it's not quite there
Woohoo!
yet.
All right.
But you Facebookers are probably here, so we're going to get
Facebook.
you
No, YouTube is there.
Mere minutes. There's no commenters yet.
Oh no.
So if you're watching, there was one person
But
waiting.
here we go.
If you are watching, then tell us. No comments yet. Okay.
That's okay.
We're slightly
We've got
ahead of
people
the curve.
watching. That's all that matters.
We're slightly ahead of the curve.
We're
Typically,
early.
we go live on the dot of the hour because, hey, it's like the downbeat. When do you actually when does the curtain go up? Does it go up like 5 past the hour, 10 past the hour? My old band leader used to say, like 8 o'clock is your time. 8 o'clock and 15 seconds, that curtain goes up. Downbeat. Away you go. I like that aesthetic.
I insisted on starting early because we've had some technical difficulties. But
shall we say, challenges.
It worked.
Challenges too.
Hi, Kelly. Good to see
Kelly,
you.
He drops in on us just like that, man.
Right.
Oh, awesome. I love it.
Well, I'll wait until 8 o'clock to make a drink.
Yes, and we will actually wait properly. Well, hello. Somebody named Linda.
And hello,
Drop
Dean.
it on us. Hey, dude.
Dean says no comment.
No comment on technical difficulties.
Could answer
or
that.
Waiting for a drink.
For so many things.
Seriously.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Awesome. Great seeing you.
All right, good.
Good stuff.
The comments are trickling in.
Trickle, trickle, trickle.
All right. Wishing you a great Wednesday night, too.
Yeah, here we are, made it to the old hump day. If that is still a thing. People talk about that. Oh, it's hump day. Well, when you were working a 5-day week at an office, that was one thing. And if you're not, I don't know, that all changed around for a lot of people.
Some people,
for some, it was all the same.
the middle of their week might be Saturday.
It's entirely true.
I don't know.
I guess, my work week used to start on... Did it start on Saturday? Yeah, so my middle would have been something like Tuesday. It's funny.
I remember that.
Yeah. Strange but true. It's when I worked weekends, and that's been a long time, and I'm not going back to that. Thank you very much. Weekends are precious. We actually, this past weekend, as you recall from last week's broadcast, we're talking yard sale. We did yard sale. It was rather successful.
Considering we didn't advertise and didn't put up any signs. It was pretty darn successful for not advertising.
I guess we just stuck with the socials.
Actually, that's not. I put it on Craigslist.
You put it on Craigslist, and I put it on. There was like a local notification thing for the neighborhood.
Oh, next door.
That I put up.
Is anyone on next door?
Anyone next door? There's you see a lot of funny comments happening up there, but there's also a lot of people who will say things like, hi, I'm offering a contracting service. Do you need your kitchen done or something? So that's valuable. If I needed my kitchen done, I'd have to ask around. It's good to know. But
that's the thing. I feel like I do need my kitchen done.
I do.
And I think I know. Oh my gosh, I have to sneeze. Hold on.
Take care of that. Bless you. Gesundheit. Salud.
I don't know why I felt like I had to run off camera to sneeze, but I did.
Doing it
Hi, Julie.
On camera seems slightly rude. I understand that.
Julie's ready for a lovely autumn cocktail.
Oh, she is.
So am I, Julie.
Well, guess what, Julie? We've got 4.
We're a little bit early this evening. Hi, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
We were a little early this evening, so I said I would wait until 8.
Well, I guess it is 7:59.
Hi, Michael, and hi, Kalaka Boy.
30 seconds.
Good to see both of you. We'll be making any Halloween-themed beverages. Starting next week, we will.
Yes.
This week, it's autumn-themed because it finally feels like fall here.
It's really feeling like
week,
it consistently.
All of this will be transformed for Halloween.
Transformative.
For next week.
We'll see what kind of things happen. Perhaps you'll
Northeast
see a tree
Wisconsin, represent. Well, good to see you.
Get in the house there.
All right.
But definitely.
Yes. Okay, it's 8. It's drink time.
It's 8. It's drinks. It's 8.
It's drink time.
I'm going to predict that northeast Wisconsin has like a lot of fall feeling going on right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
And that probably means that you start doing what we start doing in the northeast, well, not exactly in the northeast part of New York State, but we are at the foothills of the Catskills.
Where was it snowing the other day?
Where was it snowing?
I saw it somewhere in the country. There was snow. And I was like, oh, jeez. Okay, well,
anyway, I'm
not ready for that. But
I'm talking about what's happening in Wisconsin. I bet you're turning to the brown goods. I bet it's whiskey weather. Brandy. Dark rum.
However, will be starting with tequila.
Right.
I have a tequila drink and an Applejack drink for you this evening.
Hello. Applejack is a very good thing. I think there's a decent crop of apples happening in Wisconsin.
Starting.
Definitely make some Applejack locally.
I understand.
The unwieldy humidor bottle.
I understand that this is not a problem, but this bottle is heavy.
It's a first world problem. Your liquor bottle is heavy. That's the definition of first world problem. But you might have to figure out how to hold it.
I'd like to not split it doesn't bobble myself.
Which I hear.
All right. So what did I call this one?
Slight amount of patience, and you've definitely got some Halloween beverages. Your first one was going to be Autumn Getaway.
Autumn Getaway.
Getaway. There you go.
I was thinking because of the tequila, getaway to Mexico for the weekend.
Getaway to Mexico.
Okay. So
depending on the actual section of Mexico.
2 ounces of tequila, and I don't want to be ripped off.
Don't rip me off yet.
I don't want to be ripped off on my tequila. So, 2 ounces Reposado tequila.
Lisa announces that she may not be here for long because she's currently in a meeting.
Oh my gosh.
I will assume that's a work-related item, which means...
Well, I hope it's over soon.
Which means you get an overlapping meeting. This one. This is your Zoom right here. I got your Zoom right here. Hilarious. Hello, Lisa. Speaking of Lisa.
And hello, Lisa on YouTube.
Howdy indeed. Definitely.
So,
those of you who may be confused by all of these overlapping comments, yes, 2 platforms as usual. We are successfully on YouTube. It only took 1 try. And Facebook's, of course. And you need...
1/3 of an ounce of hazelnut
the Fratello hazelnut liquor.
I know it sounds like a weird number, but...
I understand that because I'm using some thirds tonight myself. It just works for the quantity of liquor.
Because I'm going to use another liqueur.
If you're thinking to yourself, well, can I get one of those little measuring things that will measure out 1/3 of an ounce?
Yes, you can.
You could. You would probably have to look a bit because these are usually demarked in like halves. So 1/2 ounce 1, ounce 1.5, 2. And also in mil. I think we actually have one of these that's marked off in milliliters too.
Okay, so that was 1/3 of an ounce of the hazelnut.
Not this one though. Oh yes, this is 40 mil, 30 mil. So.
And 1/3 of an ounce of St. George.
St. George Spiced Pear.
I don't need to say it.
There you go.
He said it for me.
St. George Spirits makes a fine line. The spiced pear is a really great thing around this time of year. Recommend it.
Okay. Oh, it didn't stick. Good.
Good.
Okay, I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce fresh lemon juice.
Fair amount of sweet stuff going on in there.
Yeah, so we got to counteract that.
Yeah, you need to counteract that. What do you do with that? With sour or bitter?
And 5 dashes of Hella
ginger bitters.
I don't need to say it. He's just saying it for me.
There we go. We cooperate,
Okay.
Her lovely assistant. Her co-host.
He's lovely.
Yeah. You need some ice? No doubt.
Yep.
Glad to help you out in that department.
All right. Hi, Gettysburg, ma'am.
Now that looks like some ice.
And hi, Bill.
Hey Bill.
Oh, Michael says I can see my breath when I let the dogs out in the morning. Oh my gosh. It's a little cooler here, but I'm not ready to see my breath yet.
I'm trying to think if I have. I don't believe I have. Not yet. Cool here to the extent of, like, last weekend when we were taking stuff out for the sale. It was pretty chilly, probably 50s. But as soon as that sun kicked in, it really improved immediately.
Michael says, did you stock up on rum chata?
We did not.
We did not.
Kind of should have, shouldn't we? Well, soon enough. And that's actually a great thing for Halloween-type drinks,
That's true.
with a certain amount of
That's
creaminess.
True. Hi, Alan and Elizabeth.
Hey.
Can you hand me a glass, please?
Be very glad to. You would like a chilled cocktail glass.
I would, indeed.
I'd like one that will make this taste 73%.
you.
And here we go.
Strain.
Into the cocktail glass.
Right. Oh, I have a little extra.
Oh, got yourself a sidecar.
Darn. Okay.
What a shame. Have to do something with
and
that,
then
right?
I'm going to garnish with a twist.
Perhaps a twist.
Autumn Getaway.
Well, you get a really nice sounding sour over there, which I'll have to try. But I know that you very likely nailed that balance just like that, because this is a liquor professional over here.
Oh, it's 90 in Central California. Oh my gosh.
I was just about to ask you about that, Bill, because one of your last weather reports was that it was like 110 or something. Oof.
Hi, Abra.
Central Cali gets it.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey, hello, hello.
You sure I haven't missed anyone?
It's Aloha.
I feel so bad later when I go back and I see I missed someone. It's like, really, that kind of thing keeps me awake at night, actually.
That's Aloha Johnny, not Johnny Aloha. That's a different person. So,
all right.
That's really good. I really like the pear flavor is definitely coming through. That's balanced beautifully. I'm definitely getting, that's an Applejack drink, isn't it? Definitely getting.
No, this is tequila.
Oh, it's a tequila drink. Okay.
It was
so I'm not
2 ounces reposado tequila, 1/3 of an ounce hazelnut liqueur, 1/3 of an ounce St. George spiced pear liqueur, 3/4 of an ounce fresh lemon juice, and 5 dashes hella ginger bitters. And it is just ever so slightly spicy. It's not punching you in the face with the spice.
It's a note. It's not one of those pumpkin spice drinks that's like pumpkin spice.
Palm Springs.
One note.
I love Palm Springs though, so
Palm Springs. But
I'll allow it.
You know what they say, of course, but it's a dry heat. I'm like 100 degrees is 100 degrees. Now, in Palm Springs, you should be lounging by the swimming pool and ordering one of these. So there you go. We have actually done just that. I think we last did it around February, where it was really, Northeast was socked in with snow, and we arrived and we're like, it's like 85 here. In February.
Yeah, not last February, sadly.
Sadly.
Like 2014.
Yeah, more like that. Yeah, it has been some years, yes. Pushing 10 years by now, but it was lovely then, and I don't doubt that it's quite lovely now. So.
All right, well.
I guess I need a little something. A little something,
don't
something.
You?
Yes, I do. You're going to autumn getaway. I decided to call this one Drive Upstate. When you drive upstate in this state, your leaf color gets more and more developed. Right now, circa Albany, or is it like George is supposed to kind of be
the Adirondacks. This past weekend, the Adirondacks were supposed to be peak. Although I had to drive to Sullivan County the other day, and it was starting to turn.
In Sullivan.
So,
And you were maybe 40 minutes northwest of us. So, like, more or less 30-40 as crow flies.
A little north, I guess.
So that's actually, slightly north will definitely have the effects. I don't doubt that, like, Plattsburgh is probably, like, nailing it shut right now. That's quite a bit upstate. Let's get upstate. Now, New York State was actually quite known as a rye-producing state for some years. And I'm going to go with a classic, good old Overholt.
Yeah, Gettysburg Mim says the leaves are slightly changing there. Yeah. Yeah, there were just a couple of trays I passed that were just like really bright orange, it was pretty. But most of them were still green, so.
Yeah. They're allowed to be, and it's perfectly fine if they are, after all. So, Overholt, I believe this
Now, what do you make? Oh, you're making Drive Upstate.
Oh, no, this is 86 proof. Oh, fun. Huh? Slightly more than the average bear. So 2 ounces of your rye whiskey. Overholt is probably available at your local liquor. It's a great brand. There is a 100 proof version of it, the bottle and bond, available. And I think that's about where that ends. Now, there are a lot of other ryes on the market. We've actually recently tried the Wild Turkey rye, which I think is also 100 proof. And I think there's a Jim Beam rye out there.
Oh, Arbor says I'm in leaf peeping country.
Hello.
Oh, Mom says not much changing here. Well, I'll be up there this weekend, so those leaves need to start changing for us.
We've got to change for us. We can see stuff, because you're quite a bit further north.
Oh, Arbor says I love the name of this drink, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. It's named for your neck of the woods.
Bing, bing, bing. All right. Now, I decided to go with a product that we came up with when we were having a good gag, and we called it Pruno. Now, it's not Pruno that you would get in the big house, the jug, And it is not actually made
It doesn't come in a jug. Get it?
It doesn't come in a jug. And it's not made with prunes. It's actually made with raisins, I recall. But it basically is sort of a raisin liqueur. And I thought, let me try this. Now, I need a half ounce of that. It's a little hard to measure on this. I'm going to give myself this guy right here. And you will find some raisin liquor on the market. Or you could always just infuse some raisins in some vodka and see where you go. You don't need to sweeten it because this is plenty on its own.
Michael says, I have Billie Holiday singing Autumn in New York in my head. That's a good thing to have stuck in your head.
I always confuse that with the other autumn out there.
Ooh.
I always confuse that with Moulin Vermont. Yeah.
Time for a
But Autumn in New York is a good one.
Joe says winter is coming. Time for a warm Irish whiskey, a splash of Vernors, and a lemon twist.
Oh, that sounds like a fine idea.
That sounds good.
Doesn't it? There's a good way.
Hi, Roberta.
So that was a half an ounce worth of our raisin liquor. I'm calling it Pruno.
Oh, okay. And then it was a 1/4 ounce Cynar.
1/4 ounce of the Cynar. That's kind of all we've got. So I wanted to add some bitters to it.
Oh, good. Another
I
bottle
would
to go out.
normally sort of trickle that in on the top, and I'm going to mix it in. Cynar is a great thing to have. You know, your Amari works so well with the brown goods. That is about a 1/4 ounce, and we haven't killed it. Jeez.
No, you've got several more drinks worth in there.
Look at that.
If you use a very small amount like that.
The artichoke on the label indicates that one of the components in here is artichoke. It doesn't really taste like artichoke, but it does have a marvelous bitter to it. Excellent digestion.
Michael, over on Facebook, Gettysburg Ma'am says, love Billy, she's the best, or is Sharon clueless? I love him.
I love him. So let's see. Half ounce of lemon juice, and I need a lemon twist, and back we go. All right, so lemon juice, counteracting the sweetness of the raisin liquor.
Oh, Peter says the leaves are changing in Dutchess County. See?
Excellent.
Yeah, I guess it depends. I hope we see some.
Well,
we'll be driving through Vermont on the weekend.
We're gonna see some color. We're driving through further upstate in New York, and then through Massachusetts and the Berkshires, higher elevation, and then into Vermont for miles. So, going to see it. Anyway, here we go. Shake it.
Oh, Lisa loves Autumn in New York by Sarah Vaughan.
Oh yeah,
another good one.
There's got to be a version by Ella. There really has to be. I'm thinking. I can't remember the composer.
Hi, Ken. Thank you.
Hello.
Ken likes the outfits.
We try to match ourselves to the seasons. You know, I didn't really have a great. Well, I had one really good, like, sort of brown background of these type of tropical shirt that I've worn so much it's really starting to wear out. So I thought I needed another just to have something else to wear.
Maybe you need a full shirt.
It's a nice cotton. It's not that textured cotton. And I really liked the whole pattern. I haven't really worn like a brown background in a long time because I thought I didn't care for it. But it actually suits very
I like that shirt.
It's really kind of bold.
That's a great shirt.
I've been going for these like neon colors and just like, you know, something that's basically really hard to look at. Just like the more eye-popping, the better. But at the end of the day, a really great like gold and orange and brown pattern. Beautiful. So there you go. And straight into your cocktail glass. I will also get a glass that will make this taste 73% better.
It's gone up.
Yeah. Since the last time we did. Drive upstate. Ooh, I also have a bit of a side, don't I?
Oh.
And I will also take a twist.
Envious.
Envy? Well, you used your sidecar. It's in there.
I know.
There we go. Twist that on.
Oh, thank you, Abra. Ooh, I'll try.
Yeah, you do want to try. That's nicely balanced. You can taste the components without them being cloying. The raisin liqueur is really
that's interesting.
Very sweet because of what it's made from. But you hit that with some bitter and some sour. Bang.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the Cynar or the raisin or the combination of the two. But
I thought that would work. It does.
Oh yeah. Gettysburg Ma'am, yes, says if anyone's in Florida, I hope you're okay. Yes. We're relatives there.
Yeah.
Probably should check in with them.
They're West Coast.
Yeah, that's where
it's hitting?
That's where it's hitting.
I'll have to scare up contact and like throw them a message.
Oh, okay. Lisa on YouTube says that the love the leaves change at different times. Yeah, but the Pocono's not changing yet.
Not there.
Yeah.
Not quite there yet.
Yeah.
You moved closer to Mid-Atlantic, and you're not quite there yet, but it'll eventually do, of course. Yeah. Pennsylvania, also rye country. Well, there we go. Wasn't that the origin of the Whiskey Rebellion back in the day? And wasn't that all about rye?
I feel like you should check in with Doreen
folks.
and the company, but I feel like if they weren't okay, you would have heard. But I still think you should check.
I probably would have heard through that grapevine.
Yeah, but still
talk about liquor. But yes,
check in.
It's a very good point. I hadn't thought about that because they're West Coast and they do manage to avoid a lot of these things. But at this point in time, that's the path of this storm.
Yep.
Which is the thing. I mean, my mother endured two major storms when she was a kid. And the big one, of course, hit in Rhode Island in 1938, and that it managed to lawnmower over eastern Long Island and destroys this, and then it just managed to hit like Narragansett Bay and goes, let's go straight to Providence, and that whacked.
Michael says, let's go with Bill Evans' Autumn Leaves next, and not Roger Williams.
And not Roger Williams' Autumn Leaves. Bill Evans' Autumn Leaves. That's good, boy. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to. Man, you should text someone. Like now. Now I'm distracted.
I will get that on that right after we're done with the broadcast. This will not take long at all. But Autumn Leaves. Oh, what am I thinking of? That's a fun version of that one. There is a version by Enoch Light in his orchestra.
Okay.
And when you hear this, if you've been a fan of these vintage shows for several years now,
Fred.
You'll listen to this and you'll be like, wait a minute, that's the intro to the theme to Mad Men.
Oh yeah.
It was sampled from the Enoch Light Autumn Leaves. I think there's probably Dick Hyman playing piano on that track. But we actually managed to get it on a collection, and I drop it on. I'm like, I recognize this. Yes. Yes, indeed. Good collection. I will routinely pick up like almost any Enoch Light because the arrangements are really great.
Oh, Lisa says, my best friend in Zephyr Hills right now. So far, things are okay.
Okay.
I assumed you meant Florida.
We assumed you meant Florida. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So, wowie. I was just speaking with one of my attorneys at work in Puerto Rico, and of course, large area, their whole power grid is down. It's just whacked. She was at the office, which obviously has generators, but she has.
Does she have a generator at home? I hope.
I'm trying to think of what did she say about that? She mentioned that in the past she had been without power for as much as 3 months.
Oh my God!
So I'm thinking that they didn't have a generator then, and I don't know what they were doing. But I guess keep stocked up on those tanks of propane because you're not going to be using that indoors, right? But that's a very sensitive power grid, and one thinks you think that ought to be improved. You think that this is a U.S. territory. Perhaps the government might want to, allocate for such things. It shouldn't be that difficult.
That is not okay.
And this is plenty of sunshine. You'd think there should be a lot of renewable power going on this island.
Anyway, that's what I'm going to say. But wow.
Wow, indeed.
Ugh.
Wow, indeed. She was specifically mentioning that government offices were operating at a quarter capacity. So expect delays.
They had no power.
And she's like, normally they're pretty slow. So this just enhances that whole effect. I got to tell you, we're concerned about that sort of thing because I'm in a regulatory and a governance capacity, so I'm dealing with a lot of filing.
Lisa's uncle lives in Key West, and a cousin lives in Tampa. Just hoping they're okay.
Tampa, that's just like
Tampa. That's just like right.
Folks are, yeah.
Tampa is really where it's hitting.
Just right on there.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Oh.
Mm.
A lot.
They're okay too, Lisa.
Yeah, we're crossing the fingers. I suspect this may depend a lot on exactly where you are within these areas.
Where's your phone? Text your sister.
Okay, if you're going to be like that, I got to go find my phone.
I'm stressed. Text your sister. I'll hold down 4 while you text your sister.
I'll be back.
I'm distracted now. Okay. I feel like he shouldn't really text them because they probably got other things on their minds right now, but his sister will have the 411, so we'll wait to hear from her. Okay, so we've done the leaves changing. Now we're getting updates on the storm. What else is going on, everyone? We'll be decorating for Halloween before next week, so get ready for Halloween drinks. We've started the Halloween viewing already. Last night we watched The Birds. Again, I have to watch it every year. And we watched Young Frankenstein too.
Yeah.
So We've gotten that started, kicked off, so to speak. Oh no, Gettysburg Man, you did not stress me out. It's not you. It's just thinking about his family. Well, I guess they're my family now too, but you know what I mean. Oh, don't you love the birds? Oh, and then I was just thinking last night, watching that movie at the end when, near the end when Tippy is getting pecked by all the birds. And I'm like, oh, that suit is ruined. That mint green suit. I love her suit so much. And yeah, no. Okay, Lisa says, my friend in Zephyr Hills was evacuated. Okay, good. All right. Awesome.
I sent a message to my cousin.
Okay.
We shall monitor the results.
All right. He's message sent.
Mm-hmm. That's it. She does not have to answer me now. If other things are happening, I will certainly find out eventually. But we're hoping for best. They have a good piece of property, and I bet they're defending it with tooth and nail. So,
well, and they're not right on the water, thankfully. They're kind of up, as I recall.
So they might be in a pretty good defensive position for such things. I hope so.
They like you can see the water, but they're kind of like up a hill and set back.
I mean, they made
so.
a very concerted decision to move to Florida at the time, but they were not at the time like buying beachfront property for the 7 figures of that cost. So I understand.
Lisa says, I decorated my whole house for fall for now. Yeah, I will do this whole background fall after Halloween for Thanksgiving, but starting next week, it's going to be full-on Halloween.
Yeah.
So last night it was between the birds and Rosemary's Baby, but the birds won. So probably next up is Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's is
a film I also adore.
Very particular thing. I don't think you need to be directly in the path of pumpkins.
Oh my gosh!
To make that work.
Lisa, she's so good in Marnie too, right? Oh yeah, it's like
Tippi Hedren. It's a weird role. It's pretty challenging, and I think there are plenty out there who just really dismiss her as an actress. And I think look at what Hitchcock had faced her up with.
She was good.
She actually.
She's still alive. But I mean, she's.
So also spent quite a bit of her life with animal protection. So you got to credit. Got to credit these things.
Oh, Michael says, I saw a hummingbird in the morning glories this morning, followed by a sandhill crane flying overhead. I figured one of them should be migrating, if not both. Yeah, probably.
Don't migrate too far south.
Okay, Clearwater was evacuated. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There you go. 'Tis the season, as they say.
Oh,
not
my
that
gosh.
season.
Hi, Daniel. Oh, good to see you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay, you'll be decorated for Halloween after you get unpacked. Awesome.
We, of course, did an episode in Bodega Bay, the actual Bodega Bay, because we happened to be staying in San Francisco at the time, and we asked our buddy we were staying with about, well, how far is Bodega anyway? Well, it's like an hour north, And
he lent us his car so we could drive to Bodega Bay.
Dad loaned us the car. So we did that, and of course, now there is a video of you, running around in your little suit with somebody throwing birds at you.
Gettysburg Man dressed up as Tippi Hedren one year.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh my God, I love it.
Hilarious.
Black crows and all, hair and black crows and all. Oh, Julie says, I love it when Tippi gets in the boat in her heels and suit. Yes.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Yes.
With an oar. Row, row,
row.
Oh
yeah, that's scary for a kid. Well, I think it's just scary, period.
But... I'm trying to think if I saw.
Oh, Night of the Living Dead, Peter, good one. I love that one.
I was just reading a lot of trivia about that on IMDb. Crowdsourced, I know. Some of it may be spurious, but it is actually one of the last movies released before the MPAA came out with their rating system. And so this is a pre-rated picture, and among other things, I think it was Roger Ebert, the critic, commenting that he saw a sort of a matinee on this movie, and all these kids were in the audience who goes, "Oh, it's a monster movie." They expect it's going to be Monster Pietros Blancas or something schlock, and this film is scary for kids. It's and also it's made in this very bleak black and white look. It's totally taken off of Last Man on Earth, the Italian picture.
Oh, okay. I gotta interrupt. Lisa loves Body Snatchers, and Michael says anything with Gordon Rocks. Yes.
My bodyguard.
My bodyguard. Oh, yeah, we got some votes for Ruth Gordon here.
Oh, we got lots of votes for Ruth coming down the way.
Oh.
What do you think?
Ken says, saw Rosemary's Baby 30 years ago. All I remember is cooking raw steak and a couple traveling with the transistor radio.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
Got a good transistor radio.
So good. Hi,
The radio.
Amy.
Hey. Hot stuff.
Hello.
Yeah, the night was actually made really cheaply. Cheaply at the time to the tune of like, I think it cost them all of $100,000 in 1968. And that's still a fair chunk of change, but by motion picture
standards. A lot of
standards,
money for me.
it was cheap then and it's cheaper now.
Yeah.
Contemporary, like money, probably more like $500,000 is what you would be talking. And it was actually a consortium of folks who did it. There was an existing studio in Pittsburgh that George Romero actually ran, and they did a lot of industrials. Decided to do some sort of monster picture. Took a lot of inspiration, he said, from Last Man on Earth, and also from, I'm trying to think, now I'm spacing, but I'll think of it in a second. And did not intend to make a zombie picture. When people started talking zombies, he was like, but that's like, these people in Haiti. This is people in these Caribbean islands who are sort of like possessed by magic. It's not the undead. During the picture, they're always referred to as ghouls, which is interesting. But decided to make this within the context of 1968, where you have all of this footage coming on your TV set in black and white from a certain war. So you've got extreme violence happening. You have riots happening in the country. You have a lot of political upheaval. The tone was set for a movie like this to be really unsettling, and it is. It's still unsettling.
Oh, Abra's never seen Rosemary's Baby. Well, I highly recommend.
Well, shall that be your next rental? I'm just saying it's a recommendation.
Yes, and Lisa's saying loved Suzanne Plachette in the Birds. Yes, yes, she was so good in that.
She's a very good role in that. It's complicated. The way that whole love interest thing and whatnot, and what is she doing hanging on Bodega Bay anyway? Well, because Tippy is not exactly a love interest either. It's just there's this sort of sexual tension going on.
Right.
But it's a good role. It's interesting to watch the picture and realize how much of that picture you need to get like the bonus features on the DVD to realize how much of that picture is in fact process shots. A lot of it looks like it's location, and it's absolutely not. All that stuff on the boat, the aforementioned, I'm on the boat going across the bay. That is 100% screened. It's not green screen. It's something called yellow screen. Yeah.
But it looks good.
I mean, like
really when I watch it now, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because I'm so attuned to looking for green screen. But
you're attuned to looking for where does this change up?
Yeah.
There's one sequence where they're up on the dunes, which looks like a backdrop, and then they switch back to when they walk down, and clearly it's a location shot.
Melissa says, I was watching the TV show Thriller. Have you seen that?
Thriller? Oh, no.
I don't think I've seen that.
No, wait a minute. Was that the one from the 60s? That was hosted by Boris Karloff. Ah. You've got Thriller and you've got Way Out.
Yes.
Way Out was actually hosted by Roald Dahl.
For the era, it was done beautifully. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
A hell of a lot of Birds was shot in two locations. One of them right on the water. And one of them is quite a bit inland. And it appears that that those locations are quite close. They're not. They're separated by something like 5 miles.
Yeah, because of course when we went to Bodega Bay, we had to go see the schoolhouse.
The schoolhouse.
Which is nowhere near the water, really.
Not walking distance. It looks like it is in the movie, and it's absolutely not at all. So some of that is just the magic of the movies.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, I just love how all the ladies of Bodega Bay were slightly melancholy and full of mystery. Yes.
Easily spooked,
Yes.
And you also have your local avian fancier there, the bird watcher.
I feel like that would be
a
great. I was thinking her character would be a great Halloween costume. You'd have to really be a film buff to get it, but... Oh, Michael says, 5 words. Karen Black, Trilogy of Terror.
Karen Black, Trilogy of Terror.
5 good words. Okay.
That's the classic right there. That's the one. I think the one with the little voodoo doll is the one that makes the hair go up on the back of your neck there. I actually haven't seen this. However, I have read quite a bit.
Amy, yes we are. And Carnival of Souls. I love that one. That's a good one. I don't think we've ever done a video about Carnival of Souls.
Oh my. We've certainly seen it. I believe we own it.
Oh yeah, we do.
And
we do.
It That was also made by a company that was used to making industrials and was made really, really cheaply.
Jamie says that damned voodoo doll.
That damn voodoo doll. Seriously, it's that thing.
It just reminds me we were watching an episode of Starsky and Hutch the other day. Now I can say I've seen Starsky and Hutch. That involved voodoo.
Voodoo.
Voodoo priest and
voodoo priest who would like throw dust on you and like your soul is mine. This is really schlock television.
Oh my gosh.
Fun.
Kenny McMahon says, "Yeah, when I dressed up as Tippy, I had hundreds of kids saying, 'What are you?' and the parents laughing." Exactly.
Oh, that's hilarious. What are you anyway? You know. Well, in order to understand what I am, you got to watch a scary movie. Sorry, kids. You know. But
definitely getting votes for Karen Black.
I would definitely watch Karen Black in such things, and I'm trying to think if she was in anything else that had that level of creep. She's in some great stuff like 5 Easy Pieces, not a Halloween picture, you know. Airport 75, big fun, not a Halloween picture, you know. Thriller, not terror, but definitely. And of the rest of these, Rosemary's Baby is uniquely unsettling anytime you watch it. It's really creepy, and it's like it's a lot of this has to do with Ruth Gordon. Wow, she won an Academy for that. Well, you know,
she's so good,
deservedly so.
So good.
The other half of this is the fact that the production company did not have access to the building that they were supposed to be shooting in.
Oh, Peter says, "Has anyone seen Psychomania? It was always on 2 a.m.
Oh yeah,
have you seen it?
Yeah, I remember years ago.
It just makes me think of our friend Zach. I'm sure he'd be like, "Oh, Psychomania."
Oh, Psychomania. Yeah, back in the 80s, my mother didn't actually own a VCR, and you know, I hadn't bothered to buy one or anything like that. Right? They were still a fairly expensive device, but a friend of mine had a spare. How about that? And loaned me a VCR, probably the summer of like '87 or something, maybe '88. Okay. And I remember, like suddenly, since they had access, I was taking a look at the cheap movies that you could pick up, and in the bargain bin I found Psychomania. Oh, so I picked this up, and it's a little creepy, you know, because like this motorcycle gang in the UK riding around Triumphs. You've got all these like this early 70s. So you got all these gals in go-go boots riding motorcycles, and they're like pretty menacing. But this guy, like, you know,
I've got to see this.
This guy manages to like kill himself. But he wasn't really intending to, and he actually comes back to life. So it's like the reanimated biker gang. He convinces the rest of them to go beyond and like come back, and then they're indestructible.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Kind of fun, huh?
Barbara says, "I always found Ruth Gordon scary."
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's definitely one of a kind, right?
She's unique.
Michael says, "I remember my mom letting me stay up late to watch Mr. Sardonicus." Yeah.
Oh, that one sounds really creepy. But I tell you, like any William Castle, we
go in the basement, Lisa says.
Got to give a little proper respect to William Castle. Boy, did he actually deliver the thrills. The producer of Rosemary's Baby. There you go.
And he has a cameo.
Oh yeah, he absolutely drops in on it.
He has a cameo in Rosemary's Baby.
He was interested to direct, and that probably that would have had potential to turn around what he did with what he was with his movie career. And as it turns out, the studio was like, we want to get another director. And there's this young guy, this young Polish director. So they grab him. And the fact is that in terms of the material, I think that Polanski did it well. Did it really well. Apparently, he thought that he had to be like, for his first like really big Western production, he thought he had to be by the book. Like literally, I got to follow the text. So it is actually quite faithful to the book. And there's even a timeline that you can follow. All the action occurs from like 1965 through 1966 within the movie, which is kind of fun. Yeah.
Well, yeah, follows her pregnancy.
Her pregnancy, because the child was supposed to have been born on like June 6th of 1966. Got it? You know, blah, blah, blah.
That would be 6666.
I guess they screwed it up. Anyway.
But it would also be 6666 with a 19 in the middle.
Yeah. Maybe this doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Somebody thought this.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the numerology there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a numerologist.
I'm not a numerologist. There's a reason for that. So.
There's a reason I'm not a numerologist.
Reason I'm not a numerologist. But anyway, Amy mentions Carnival of Souls. That's another creeper. You want to put that like back to back?
I meant for you to.
Yes, I will do that. You want to put that back to back with.
I didn't mean to just give you discards.
I'm expostulating here, so I'm going to continue what I'm doing.
Please continue expostulating.
Until I'm done with that, and then I will give you a glass. Thank you.
I'm expostulate until I'm done.
Carnival of Souls. Put that back to back with Night Tide.
Oh yeah, I love Night Tide.
Really cheap movies, which are really pretty creepy.
And are they both more or less set at like the Santa Monica Pier?
Pretty much, yeah. I think they both feature that sort of thing. And that was the other one that Romero was inspired by to make Night of the Living Dead was Carnival of Souls. And I'm thinking about like the tone of the picture, the contrast. They're both black and white pictures. And there's this particular contrast in Carnival, which is very unsettling. And there's the fact that from time to time, like just the sound kind of comes and goes, and it throws you. The lead in that is really quite good. And there's some other characters who are really not good in that picture. But the whole bit with like the sort of like between like the living and the dead sequences, because she's sort of caught between this stuff within this picture. That is very well done. And that's what he was thinking of with Night, and he got that. But I think he shot even higher contrast, and it also has this very documentary look to it. Apparently, like within the movie, when the newscasters start to name all the towns where the dead are coming back to life, these are just genuine West Pennsylvania towns. So when this was shown on television in the 70s, there were disclaimers like this isn't really happening or not. But it could potentially
like
look like
War
of the Worlds.
Yeah.
The broadcasters were afraid of another War of the Worlds type broadcast. Well, you watch it, it's really disturbing. It really is. You want to watch that in terms of like sort of a contemporary analysis of the period and the characters. Like the only character who's got his head on his shoulders in that movie is black. And that is potentially a commentary on the times. Well, yeah, I think it is. So.
Well, my drink's done. I could use another one.
Yeah, sure. But definitely. That would probably make a great trilogy, actually. So Carnival of Souls, Night Tide, and then Night of the Living Dead. Night goes...
Oh, well, we'll have to do that.
quite a bit beyond those two in terms of, like, just genuine, genuine gore and terror. I mean, there's no actual red blood happening in this. It's a black and white picture, but there's a genuine tone. There's a real tone to it, which is very unsettling. Well, this is what creepy movies are all about, after all. Romero made his name, if not his fortune, on that picture, and there's a reason for that. Night of Dark Shadows. Oh yeah.
Oh, Ken, okay.
Oh,
First
yeah.
appearance of Kate Jackson.
So was that the movie version of The Dark Shadows?
Oh, okay. Interesting. I haven't seen that.
Just wondering. Because Dark Shadows was another thing on television. As a daily soap opera, you had these
it came from Beneath
show.
the Sea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. Good one, Mom.
Good title.
Oh, yeah, Lisa says, yes, another drink. Well,
Please.
okay,
Please
can do.
All
right. Okay, so...
There we go. Came from Beneath the Sea. I believe a little Ray Harryhausen action happening here. Now we're talking. Now we're getting warm.
Okay. My next one I'm calling the Tipsy Squirrel.
For my next trick.
For my next trick, I'm making the Tipsy Squirrel, starting with 2 ounces of Applejack. Applejack always seems very autumn to me. And we're going to need another bottle of Applejack.
Oh my.
From the New Hampshire State Liquor Store this week.
Which is where the last one came from. I like having Applejack around. It is a brandy. In its body, it works a lot like a whiskey, but it's good to have around. You know, it's nice stuff.
2 ounces of Applejack, a half ounce apple liqueur.
Apple liqueur.
I'm using American fruits.
If you can get this, it's an excellent product. If you do not have access to this and you're wondering, well, who makes apple liqueur, check your products that come from Eastern Europe. You'll find a lot of stuff that's from, say, Poland, Hungary.
You can go back to comments. I got this.
These liqueurs.
Okay, a quarter ounce.
Cocktail in honor of Barnabas.
Yeah. A quarter ounce Barrow's Intense Ginger Liqueur.
That's a great place to be.
With the Barrows?
The Barrows, yeah. The Barrows is something that you really should check out. There are a lot of ginger liqueurs on the market. This one has some serious pep.
Yeah.
You don't need to use a ton
You like
of it.
ginger?
You like ginger?
This is your...
This one really captures the flavor and the spirit. It's very, very well balanced. It's great. So you can just have this over a couple of rocks with a twist. Straight up is just brilliant.
3/4 of an ounce fresh lemon juice. And 8 dashes of... They got buried with all these other bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Toasted almond bitters. These are from Fee Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a healthy dash, but I really want to taste them.
You want to taste that almond?
Okay.
These are quite good if you want that flavor without throwing in an almond liqueur. So.
Oh, this is... I'm making this.
This. Thank you. Thank you. We've got a definite, another thumbs up for Barnabas Collins.
I love it.
Baby.
Okay, well, Halloween. It's going to be all Halloween from here on out. Okay, shake with ice.
We have a vote for a drink called chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
That's what breaks down to change the color of the leaves.
That's right.
Chlorophyll.
Well, maybe... Don't you have an unnamed drink at this point?
Let me see if that would be suitable for this one.
Probably not, but...
Amy just simply loves the word autumnal.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Autumnal.
Well, you can name it autumnal.
Let me see if that works. Okay, so here we have that.
It's pretty darn autumnal.
It is fairly autumnal. It is.
So this one is, by the way, the Tipsy Squirrel.
Tipsy Squirrel.
But Paul has one as yet to be named, so maybe it can be autumnal.
Maybe this could be autumnal.
Yeah. Glass.
What kind of glass do you need?
I guess we don't have chilled anymore, do we?
Au contraire.
Oh! Alrighty.
You don't say. I do say.
Okay.
That's the stuff.
Strain into the
Squirrels have been known to get tipsy by, like, chowing down on rotting pumpkins. You know, when things start to ferment.
It's no joke.
Big fun.
Tipsy squirrels. It's a thing.
It's a real thing out there.
Okay.
So watch out if you leave the jack-o'-lantern on the porch there and starts to decay a little bit.
Will you pass it along, or will you just ditch it right in front of you?
No, absolutely not.
Garnish with a twist. All right, the Tipsy Squirrel. Yummy. You want to try?
I'd be glad to try that. I think I'm actually going to go with the suggestion. There we go. Yeah.
All right, he named his next drink autumnal.
Autumnal. Oh, that's nice. I'm absolutely getting those
wonder
flavors.
If I want a topper of cider, though.
Well, twist my arm.
All right, let's grab that cider. I'm going to give it a cider topper.
And if we do.
All right, I got to add it, though. Chilled hard cider.
Mm-hmm. We happen to be using the Angry Orchard product. This is actually made locally. It is a co-brand between the Boston Beer Company and a local orchard. And the apples are grown there. They make the product. It's really good. This, I believe, is a crisp apple. This is a really good balance. It's like semi-sweet.
Crisp apple.
I'm awfully fond of their what they call the Stone Dry, because that is quite a bit drier and it's really starting to approach a Prosecco in terms of body.
All right, I think it wants a topper.
Well, there we go. Top the splash of cider.
All right.
Bing. Well, what do you know? I'm out.
Now let's try it.
Let's see. Am I out?
Now how much would you pay?
Let your taste decide.
Yep. Try it now.
One more time.
Try it now.
Definite improvement. I love how that works.
I'll be serving these Thanksgiving.
You add just a little bit and things work. And actually, something for Thanksgiving that is pretty much repeatable is good. I happen to really like cooking with a Manhattan at my right for Thanksgiving. If you're doing like the Big Bird and the cran and the stuffing and all that, there's like all this work. Oh. It's good to have like a nice bracer.
Julie loves the Barrows. Okay, good. All right.
Excellent. No, isn't it great? And we, of course, have
Julie
an
said
episode.
I wouldn't have known about the Barrows had it not been for your recommendation. That makes me so happy. I'm happy that you know about it now.
Glad we could pass that along to you.
Kitty from me says the Tipsy Squirrel reminds me of a drink they made at the Lobo Lounge on Roseanne. The pink squirrel served with an orange slice.
The pink squirrel is a genuine drink. I believe that is It's the same way you would make a
I forget.
Grasshopper.
Squirrel. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the same idea as a grasshopper, but you're just changing up the liqueurs you put in there. Instead of being mint, you use a creme de noix, which is actually almond flavor.
Almond.
But it's also, the creme de noix is red, thus the pinkness. So it's like the noix, the cream, and what would be the third component? Probably like cacao.
Yeah.
Creme de cacao.
Yeah.
And you shake that up, it's pink. Yeah.
It's very candy bar.
Yeah, it's a dessert drink.
So have it for dessert.
Barnabas would Tom Collins.
Oh yeah, something red in it for blood. Oh, you could do a bloody rim too.
Or Campari. Now that would be fun.
Yeah. Yep.
Now you're talking.
Yep.
Sure.
All right.
If Campari is a bit too bitter, then you can always use, say, Aperol. So there we go. Big fun.
Hi, Clinton.
I love that. Barnabas Collins. Oh,
ready for my pumpkin spice martini.
Ready for it?
Man.
Well, I'll do my best, but it's not going to be a pumpkin spice martini. I tell you what we're going to do here is find a shaker. Elevator down.
All right. This is my second drink, so I'll go there. Where does everyone fall on the pumpkin spice
Here we go.
spectrum?
Survey says.
I realize I just introduced chaos.
Spectrum.
The pumpkin spice spectrum. Where do you fall?
Autumnal starts with 1.5 ounces of brandy. Where is my 1.5? Here it is.
I'm sure I don't
know.
I gotta. All right. Oh, okay. Gettysburg Ma'am says, not so much a pumpkin spice girl, but more an apple anything gal. Okay. All right.
So therefore,
I like apple.
If you have access to the American Fruits apple liqueur, give this a try.
Yeah, you might be able to get that.
Very good.
I don't know.
I got to imagine.
I don't know how much of a reach they have.
Their distribution should be pretty good regionally. So.
Right, you need.
I also need.
Recipe.
Okay, 1/3 of an ounce of the biscotti famosi and 1/3 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice. Okay, we're going to estimate that by using.
Don't.
Thank you.
It sticks to the coaster.
Yeah, kind of.
Just weird, but.
That is what I'd call 1/3. And, well, things are slightly mistaken. 1/3 of an ounce of the Faretti biscotti famosi. This is biscotti liqueur, Italian.
It's good,
and it really does have this nice, like, rounded almond flavor to it, but it also just tastes like a biscotto. So.
Oh, Lisa says, I put slightly crushed raspberries in champagne and it looks like a lava lamp.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Hello. Well, raspberry
Call it
champagne.
a blood clot. That's perfect for Halloween.
Yep, as the bubbles flow.
That's perfect for Halloween.
That's a classic.
That's a good idea,
Classic sort of stunt. What else do I have in this guy right here?
Oh.
Chilled hard cider. You know, I wanted to add some bitters to this, and I think I will go with the ginger.
How many dashes?
Give me 2 dashes, please. There we go. Come on. Autumnal.
It's autumnal.
There are a lot of autumn flavors happening here. I've been chilling my
autumnal flavors.
I'm going to throw that in and give this a bit of oomph. Okay, shake with ice.
Oh! I'm going to wait till you finish shaking to talk.
There we go. Yes, please.
Abra says, have you tried Starbucks apple oat milk macchiato? Oh, okay. I have not, but that's...
You know, when we made our little epic, that is the movie, which is still in post-production, we had a request on the coffee service, which obviously we were providing coffee and tea and breakfast and all that. We had a request for oat milk. So we said, well, we could meet that. That's not that much of a deal. So we had a 1/2 gallon of the regular milk, a 1/2 gallon of the oat milk. Normally I would have gone with almond, but oat was requested. You know, we tried it and I thought, this is actually
good. I like
a good product.
Oat milk.
I thought it was a great product on your Cheerios, which is a little redundant, but well done. So there's one vote for oats right there.
Peter says,
vote for oats.
Could you add a splash of some red wine to a Tom Collins and make it a Barnabas Collins? You sure could.
I don't see why not.
Why the heck not?
And the final bit is topped with cider. Now I'm giving it a
some more cider.
Pretty heavy topper.
Because I toppered
Drag it down. And I'm adding a twist. Because we have twists.
All right.
And twists go with everything. The twist can really make it. Like right now, this is great.
Exactly.
And then what are you doing with the twist? You're going to give that bit of a squeeze to express some oil. That.
Oh, wait, Amy says I don't think he drinks wine. Okay, well, you know what? We can work on this. We can work on the Barnabas Collins.
We can work on that. There are such things. I bet he would drink Gino.
Oh, Amy says oat milk is great to bake with. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
All right. I've been doing a little baking lately. And I don't want to give too much away, but he made some blondies. They're not blondies at all, but with peanut butter and applesauce, and it actually worked.
It worked well.
So yeah. Anyway,
there are a lot of substitutes.
I might share this at some future date.
Well, look, there are a lot of substitutes that you can do these days. If you think, well, I can't do eggs. Okay, well,
no eggs
in baking.
No eggs, no dairy.
Or I can't do sugar. So like in baking, like applesauce frequently like subs for the sweetness, but also adds a lot of body. what tends to sub for eggs?
Dr.
In
Aquila.
Dr. Aquila.
I'm quoting Dracula. Dr. Aquila.
So Dracula. No. Dr. Aquila. So big fun. What actually substitutes?
Gettysburg Ma'am says pumpkin bread. Yeah, that's good. I love pumpkin bread.
Pumpkin bread's a good thing. That's a good point. What substitutes for eggs in the baking?
You can do. I've seen avocado. I've seen banana
for the eggs. There's also an egg substitute that we picked up. That's a dried powdered product.
Yep.
Which is, I think, primarily like tapioca.
Yeah,
powder.
Lisa is backing up banana. Yep.
Also sub for eggs. Yeah.
Yep.
Which is interesting. Like you think, how in the world is that going to work? Yeah, it does the job. It's just a thickener.
Oh, and Aubrey's saying applesauce or flax meal. Yeah, I did applesauce because we had a ton.
Yeah.
And it worked. I mean, it's kind of flat, but this particular recipe, but tasty, right? Wouldn't you say?
We could have added leavening too. It's not like there's any problem with that. Right?
I know. No.
And we have plenty of that actually, but it worked. It was tasty. So that's quite possible. I've heard of applesauce or bananas for eggs, and there was that egg substitute that we got. That's like you can probably find that in your like natural foods aisle in the supermarket, that kind of thing. It's not like it's more natural than anything else. It's just like tapioca powder, that kind of stuff. But it works.
I used tapioca flour.
Used tapioca flour.
I did, because the recipe called for coconut flour, which we didn't have. But I ended up using the tapioca.
So there we have something that's
and
gluten-free, egg-free, is basically like a vegan product at the end of the day. But actually it's quite tasty. So that was a good thing. A lot of subs you can do.
Oh, Lisa says, I think 2 tablespoons of flax is equal to, wait, hold on.
1 egg.
Oh, equal to 1 egg. Okay. All right.
Okay. That's good.
Mom says peanut butter balls are great. Oh, yeah.
Big thumbs up for peanut butter balls.
I'll be making you some more balls. Oh. Wait, Lisa says, I'm making a spiced pumpkin icebox cake tomorrow with ginger snaps.
Hello. There's
that
a
sounds
fine
good.
idea. That is very typically made with the base of those chocolate wafers. Well, that's awfully good.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, now I want to bake all the fall things. That's kind of that's kind of what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Yeah, seriously.
Man.
This is, we're into that season. We're into that weather.
Are.
I love that snap in the air. If it doesn't get too cold too fast, give me a second. I really enjoy how you get into October, the morning is really chilly, and then it just kind of burns off. Sun gets out, it got a nice bright sky, and then it's like 78 degrees out there, and you're like, oh, awesome. And you're still harvesting peppers off the vine. You've still got a little rosemary coming in there. That's just brilliant. We do still have rosemary out there. That's going to last until Thanksgiving anyway.
Do we have more peppers?
We do have some peppers.
Okay, I was going to say I used all the peppers last night in the chili I made.
In the chili was good. I think that's a vegetarian chili. Very, very
We got a Dracula discussion going on
Oh, here we
Facebook.
go. Well, Peter's going with
Oh.
George or Neil or Leslie. Oh, yeah.
Gettysburg, ma'am. I'm with you. I've been I spent half the day wrapped up in a blanket today because I was so cold. The heat wasn't on in our house. I was so cold. But
it was cold on my feet.
Yeah.
I will absolutely say it was chilly on the feet this morning. But then we kicked the heat on just to take the edge off. Because ultimately, the temperature outside got great. Inside the car, it was hot. Inside the Florida room, it's hot.
I want to get this in real quick before it disappears. Abra says Trader Joe's has a great pumpkin blondie bar mix. Okay. All right. Good to know.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Hi, Knick Knack Twin.
Hey, Knick Knack. Good to see you. And pumpkin ginger snaps cake is
vegan. Oh, nice, Lisa. Okay.
Because the thing with substitutes is like a recipe might say, well, you could substitute instead of, if you can't do like milk, substitute soy milk. Bang! Now we've got correspondence here right now. Would say, not happening. I'm not going to do the soy.
Oat.
But you could definitely do the almond milk, which I happen to like a lot. And actually, the almond coconut is a really good combination. If that's a problem, then you could do the oat. Oat is a big thing these days too.
What else? So many milks.
So many milks these days. I will say of the ones that I've tried, I like the almond coconut. I like the standard coconut. And then the oat milk was very good. So
Gettysburg, ma'am, says fall in the Four Seasons states has a certain smell. I can't explain it.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're feeling it.
Yeah.
And it seems a little early to me, honestly. I feel like usually this time of year it's still kind of hot, but it's kind of not here.
It turned fairly quickly.
It really did. It was like 1,000,000 degrees and then suddenly not.
Yeah, bang. One day I've got the AC on all night long. Just to be able to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, hemp milk. That's fine. And then, like, literally a week later, it is just too cool to have the AC.
Onesies, Lisa says. I worked out yesterday, and then, like, normally, like, I'll work out, and then I'll shower and, like, put on clothes or whatever. Like, I just put on my pajamas. Like, I'm done.
Wearing my jammies.
PJs.
Done. That's
and it felt good.
Yeah.
It felt right. And then I watched the birds in my pajamas.
I
know that sounds really basic, but like I don't do that, so yeah.
Maybe it's something.
It was great.
Maybe it's something you should do. Just saying.
Apparently I should.
You know, I'm also in this unique position of, well, I don't think it's unique. Anybody who has a really long commute to where you work, you might find yourself in a different weather pattern. Like I will take a look at the weather here, and it's just like, oh, it's chilly. I throw a jacket on. I get to my destination, that jacket goes in the bag because there's no way. It's way too hot.
Yeah.
So you just have to deal with it. You just have to be prepared. And all this stuff goes on your back. It's like you're camping just to get to the big city, which is some kind of crazy.
Well, I feel like that in the summer when I take the train into the city because the train is so cold.
Well, over AC.
Yeah, they turn on the AC full blast. And when I first get on the train, I'm like, oh, this feels so great. And then after a half hour on the train, I'm like, I am freezing.
Frigid.
So you have to take a sweater.
Storing meat,
yeah.
You know. Good grief. And these are our lives. I mean, I can recall that the office during the late summer did feel really cold.
Lisa thinks fall is early too. Yeah, don't you? Yeah, it's not just me, right?
Well, you know, we actually have a fair amount of brush to burn off. So, like, I just go out there and fire up the chimney, and that's a fun thing. And, of course, I'm out there grilling at any opportunity, and that'll keep you warm. But definitely.
Gettysburg ma'am says it's usually this time of year when I like experimenting with new soup recipes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Now you're just...
Naira says watching the birds in pajamas is my idea of heaven. It was kind of nice.
That sounds kind of brilliant, doesn't it?
It was kind of nice. I need more pajamas, although I have come to realize.
Well, you know, it's a good thing to have.
You
need your jammies.
I feel like I need a pajamas wardrobe.
A wardrobe of pajamas. Who was the manufacturer? Oh, was it Nick and Nora who did those jammies that you had?
It was, but they didn't do the ones I was wearing last night.
Oh,
there was some flannel plaid PJs. It was great.
I just like the manufacturer Nick and Nora.
I know. Well, the Thin Man.
It's a great idea. And of course, I think they made your robe, and it's just like this big, fluffy terry robe. Oh, that'll keep you warm.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Good stuff.
I know. I also find myself staying in my bathrobe longer than perhaps I should at this time of year.
Maybe, as recommended.
I'm like, oh, I'm so warm. Yeah.
Oh, me too.
This house was freaking cold today.
It kind of holds the heat and it holds the cold. And the funny thing is, you want to go back less than 30 days and it was holding the heat. It really was. I was walking around here in shorts. Today, I'm pretty glad to have pants on.
Oh, Lisa says soon hot toddy. Exactly.
Well, you know, and we also have grill till the birds are gone. Like, you know something? I'll be grilling while the birds are moving with the hot toddy. That's perfectly fine.
Yep.
That's perfectly fine. I will be out there until, like, the fingers start to get numb, and then I think, well, maybe that's extreme.
Oh, see, Amy's been collecting soup recipes. Yep.
Now you're talking. I used to really like those soup mixes that were just sort of like a cylinder of pasta and lentils and stuff, and throw it in the pot and boil that for about 2 or 3 hours, and like, wow, soup, you know. I think Minishevitz.
Oh, we got a vote from Lisa for the hot toddies. I made chili last night, and I did not have. I was not following a recipe, but it came out great, didn't it?
It really did. It's really good, and just a little cheese on top of that, and maybe a slice of bread, maybe some crackers. Wow.
You're not really well.
Very nice deployment. There's a little more left, but you could remake that.
And you pointed out,
anytime.
If you don't sprinkle cheese on it, it was vegan.
It was. You could sprinkle the vegan cheese, and it would still be vegan.
You could do vegan cheese on it for sure.
Yep, vegan cheese is just made out of like pea protein or something. We've been using it for a long time.
Oh, Lisa says I'm a pajamas junkie. You gotta send me brand names.
Yep.
I love pajamas too, and I search on them and I'm disappointed. So, like, if you could send me some brand names, I would appreciate it.
The hot toddy is sort of a classic that is really no more than a shot of hooch, hot water, and maybe a little lemon and honey. It's just a simple thing. Maybe a sugar cube, that kind of stuff. There's something called a black stripe, which is not much different than that. It's just like hot water and that. And you think to yourself, why did people drink this sort of thing back in the day? Because of lack of central heat. So you get one of those and you warm yourself up, go to bed. Put like 14 blankets on and it'll be perfectly fine.
Just thinking of the extent to which I was wrapped up in a faux fur
thing.
Today.
Just, recently. I do happen to like a hot toddy.
Oh, Dean says, do I see an upcoming pajama party themed show? You might just. We have certainly done brunch with pajamas, and we could do it again. I'll take votes. Hold on. Gettysburg Ma'am says, I'm searching Pinterest for recipes already. Oh, for the soup. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am says, okay, I buy old vintage nightgowns at thrift stores and consignment shops. Yeah, I have some of those quilted robes. Mm. Those are nice. Those are super warm.
If you're trying to actually keep warm, like this is the thing to do.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's my idea. I'm a drink and a half in.
The gears are turning in the back of the head.
The gears, the little devil is circling my head.
Hello.
A pajama party live video that goes throughout the evening.
We could go for a while. Oh boy.
We could broadcast from bed. So that way if one or more of us falls asleep, no worries.
Foul. No worry, no foul.
Oh, and Peter says a Saturday morning cartoon brunch would be great. Okay, so I'm thinking we start on Friday.
We have done that exact theme before, and I would do it again. Because
we start on Friday.
Hell of a lot of fun. We spent a lot of time talking about Johnny Quest. Oh boy.
Hopefully one or more of us is awake at some point in the evening.
I tell you.
And just keep going. And then Saturday morning we pick it up with cartoons and sugary cereal and coffee and mimosas.
Everybody has too much caffeine and too much sugar.
Oh, Gettysburg Mama's in. Okay, we got some votes for it. All right. Okay. Funky town pajamas with pockets. Okay, all right.
Won't you take me down to Funky Town? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Big fun. We do not actually have a fireplace in this house.
Lisa's in for a PJ party.
Which is why we had to get a chimney. So that's where I burn all the brush and like spare, food bags. You can't really put that in recycling because of greasy stuff, but it's great kindling. And I tell you, if you ever actually need to,
I love this idea. It's such a bad idea, and I
plane
love it.
something down, you're going to end up with a lot of wood shavings. That's a good way to go. So,
it's such a bad idea, and I love it. It's a bad idea because what could go wrong? Oh, I don't know everything, but...
Well, it's not like we're leaving the house. So,
no, I don't mean like that.
There's a safety factor right there.
There might be several hours of video of us sleeping, but...
Could be interesting, too. We're just called that the Warhol episode.
You know what? I don't care. Whatever, let's do it. Let's do it.
So right now what I have is an excellent cocktail in a coupe. Let's see. Oh yeah, I would drink that in a second.
Because PJ Party, fuzzy slippers, and face masks. Yes. Yes, okay, all right. I'm thinking of when to do this. And...
I'm going to punch up the ginger bitters just because. And again, top with a lot of cider. So this is a pretty heavy topper. This is... Now, who made these? It was this Nortaki, I think?
Yes.
You can't... Yes. It's a little hard to see, but this is actually etched and it's bamboo.
Okay, Julie's in. All right, okay. I'm thinking it could either be... There's a particular weekend a few weeks out that may or may not be free. I'm kind of thinking mid-November.
That would be a really great time to have such a thing. Because people actually start to think of
Lisa on
Saturday
YouTube says,
cartoons.
we need to rent a hotel floor and have a pajama party.
Oh!
Yes! All right, well, we can loop that in with Glendora's wine tour.
Take over the joint.
Possibly.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Glendora's wine tour and pajama party.
Glendora's wine tour where maybe Glendora's, birth mother actually appears. Oh, why? Did I say that? I tell you.
Glendora's Halloween.
Gate crashers.
Both of her mothers break out of prison. I just had that idea just now, but now that I've said it, it has to happen.
This could be a lot of fun, actually. This make a great episode. I'm just saying.
Only if Paul dresses as Hugh Hefner. Well, he could do that. He's got the smoking jacket.
I have a variety of smoking jackets, but I have the perfect one, which you made.
The infamous wine tour. I know, Amy.
I
Amy,
know.
we're counting on you because I know we have not been in touch, but
things have been happening.
It's been.
We have seen you.
Trust me, it's been nuts.
Twice within the past few months, because of events.
But I'm thinking perhaps a spring Glendora wine tour.
That could be really good. Spring tour is kind of excellent.
Spring tour.
Yeah,
How do you feel about a spring tour, Amy?
In terms of me as half, well, I've definitely got the smoking jacket. I just need something to smoke with. So I'll have to procure a pipe. Because he always had a briar with him, didn't he? Pretty square guy for all of his, libertine tendencies. But he was friends with such good people like Gene Shepard. And who did several articles for Playboy, which eventually became the movie A Christmas Story. Big fun.
I've read
his experiences growing up in Indiana.
I've read that.
Holman is fictitious, by the way, but Indiana is not. He actually did grow up in an Indiana town.
Indiana's real place.
Indiana's a real place. So he was actually had that exact experience, and I'm trying to think of who else I'm thinking of. Shel Silverstein.
Amy says springtime tour, absolutely. Okay, all right.
So yes.
Here's us getting serious. Glendora Wine Tour, spring.
Hudson Valley, we have so many wineries, we couldn't possibly hit even half of them. So you can definitely put together a great tour that will make people pretty happy. And all we need is a tour bus. And we've got a tour guide.
We need a tour bus. We got a tour guide. Glendora's got this, but
we have a tour ranger right here. I think that you
we need a bus.
Help us get this off the ground.
We need probably a hotel.
A hotel, yeah, an event hotel would be great.
Yeah, in case people don't want to drive after the Glendora wine tour.
But
it could be a pajama party, an end of day Glendora pajama. Can you imagine a Glendora pajama
If we take over one of our local hotels, I think these people are going to wonder what the hell has landed. Good.
Okay, Gettysburg Mam's got some too. Some wineries. All right.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, like most any section of the country that has potential to grow grapes is doing so these days and just saying, well, we're going to make wine. And if your climate is very Mediterranean, well, you make a lot of Mediterranean
Lisa, we're
wines.
working out where this tour would be. But, yeah, I don't think Gettysburg Mam is too far from you. So...
Yeah. We're thinking
right.
our locals because we have fantastic local wineries that do great stuff. I mean,
but if
Warwick is right there.
If some uninvolved third person is driving the bus, this tour could go on for a while.
We could have a lot of fun. There's some great places to visit. We have visited at least 3 of them by now. Are in sort of our backyard. And they're making such good product.
Oh, no.
The oldest operating winery in the country is in our backyard. That's the Brotherhood. That is literally run by monks. Yes, they make wine the way that they used to make wine, by monks. And
by monks.
By monks. It's right on the shelf at the local place. It's just fantastic.
Oh,
you can just get that, That's great.
Okay, yeah, Gettysburg Mam says only about 2.5, 3 hours south. Yeah. Well, we've driven through Gettysburg many times. Well, whenever we drive to D.C., we drive through Gettysburg.
We like to go the back way. We could just crank down 95 like any sane person. But we could also go the back way and just like go down through Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And
much better drive.
It's a better drive. It'll get you there. Not a big deal. There are many ways to skin that cat. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, Lisa. Yeah, we will let you know. We will make sure everyone
who is interested will have capacity to participate.
I think we might have to put out a poll, though, and say, like, for real, who's interested, because...
We'll figure out how these things go. So
I don't want to take a bath on this. But...
So we can start talking, what is an event hotel? We can start talking, what is capacity for a bus? It is no big deal to figure out a transportation and a driver. And
I feel like we need a party bus, though, don't you?
I think so, too. Yeah. This is not going to be in the...
Party buses... I've only been on one party bus, but it was fun.
This is a fun time.
And it's Glendora.
This is a fun time we're talking about.
It's Glendora.
I completely forget what I was just about to say. Well, it will come back, of course.
Oh, Gettysburg Mam's asking about the art sale. It was, you know what? It was good.
It really was good.
It was good. We didn't advertise except on Craigslist, which like the day before I put it on Craigslist. And... we had some friends show up. It was good. We made quite a bit of money for not advertising. So
end of the day,
I got no complaints.
I was happy enough. Made a few bucks. Got rid of some stuff. Saw some neighbors. Made some contacts. There you go.
I had like 87 cocktails. It was great.
We mixed a large pitcher for our friends who would show because we say, well, our friends can come into the house and grab a round and come on out and shop.
It was fun.
And hang. And we had a grill going. I made lunch. I made Spam sliders for everybody interested. And people were very happy with that. We
suddenly got the idea like, you should be making Spam sliders. So yeah, we made lunch and it was a lot of fun.
The first people to show up.
And we made some money.
901. Who shows up? The record guys.
Oh, yeah.
They take a look at our record prices and like, these are the prices, and they take off. Although we sold one of them a lamp, so that was good.
Yep.
That went by the by.
Yep.
And then also during the day, talking to our friend Dave, who was a record guy, we were suddenly inspired to list more things up on Discogs, and we sold stuff already. And one of them went out today. And I think that person should be really happy because it also inspired me to break out the record cleaner. And like I was looking at records and be like, wow, this thing's filthy, and just like cleaning stuff. And
the expenses must be covered properly. Yes.
Oh, you do. You do.
Yeah. But yeah, so the person who bought the record on Discogs today, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Her record got professionally cleaned.
Seriously?
Before we sent it out.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, I'm like, and people are like, oh my God, are you selling your records? No. We still have like 4,000 records up in the attic that he's not selling.
We're selling the surplus.
Things that
We
he has
actually
2 copies of.
We had a local who was just wandering by the house, and one of our friends gestured her in, and she took a look and said, "This is such a great collection. Why are you getting rid of it?" I said, "Well, it's just, it's doubles, it's surplus, it's things that I no longer care about." But the condition was perfectly fine. So, like, she made out fine. She got a couple of things, and I think, like, you know what? Drop that on your turntable. You're going to be really happy.
I met another local actress, which was fun.
Yes, exactly. But a SAG-AFTRA person stops by and was talking up. She was a talker.
She bought some stuff.
She bought a few things.
Yeah.
This is the thing. It's all about, like, making contacts, making a few dollars.
I know I should be more hardcore and, like, placing ads and everything. But I'm like, I don't know. That costs money. And, like, I just want to hang out and let stuff find its new home.
I got to say that the old model of you need to advertise effectively to
that sounds so lame.
Maximum
you know
people to your sale is ridiculous. For maximum dollar, you would hold an auction or you would put it up online. Anything that's got like serious value, you're not going to be here at a yard sale trying to sell that for money. You're going to put that up. You're going to put that up on either Craigslist or like another local thing, or you're going to put that up on your online vendors. For records, of course, you have Discogs, which, frankly, prices things pretty fairly.
Although we did place a few things on Discogs after the yard sale.
After the sale.
And some of them, they suggest a price, and we're like, are you kidding me? Like, some of the prices were so high that they were suggesting for these records. We're like, no.
I don't think so.
No.
And some of them...
They'd be like, we suggest $112. I'm like, no, we'll pay like $25
for that record? So we did,
Yeah.
And actually, the thing that we placed $25 on sold, I believe.
It did.
So, hello. I know that, like, what's popular right now, a lot of genres are, and like 80s, like metal and hair metal is very big stuff right now. So if you've got that, you can probably do pretty well selling it. We had a few things that fit that description, and we put them up for some pretty good prices.
I like the way you call it hair metal.
Hair metal.
So funny.
Oh, great white, that kind of stuff.
Was that actually their hair? Asking for a friend.
I don't know.
My friend being me.
I'm being me. I'm asking like, anyway.
Those guys with all that hair, were those extensions?
It is impossible to tell. You would have to ask them, and they probably are not going to tell you the truth. Oh. Aaron Judge just tied Roger Maris's.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And
okay.
Roger Maris did that 57 years ago. It's a long time. That's amazing. That's a lot of homers. Now, that's some RBIs. Yeah.
Oh, Lisa says, true collectors will call ahead to see if you have any collectibles. So I had a very successful yard sale. Wow. Yeah, I didn't give my phone number.
No. Well, the guy
But they were here at 9:01. We said 9, which I know is like, for yard sales, you might as well have said midnight. But
yeah.
But...
Well,
we didn't get early.
We were still getting stuff out.
Thankfully.
One of the guys said, "Do you have more records?" I said, "Yeah." I went and grabbed the other box. They were not interested in paying more than $1, as far as I can tell.
No.
But one of them did say, after buying the lamp, "Do you have any other things?" And he started rattling off what he's interested in. And one of them was pocket knives. And I thought, yeah, I have some pocket knives.
Pocket knives.
I have pocket knives that I bought myself, which I'm keeping, and I have pocket knives that my father bought, which I'm keeping. So I don't really have that kind of thing. But I understand that is a very specific kind of collectible.
Gettysburg Map says, oh, sorry, baseball fanatic. My grandfather was a professional baseball player for many years.
Who did he play for?
He played for a lot of teams. Mom, are you watching?
Hello?
I know Colorado Sky Sox.
The Sky Sox.
Which other teams did he play for?
Me a cube?
No, I'm good. I just gave myself some cider with some toasted almond bitters.
I think I will ape your action, but I'm going to throw in a little bit of brandy. Yep. Contemplating what I would like to throw in.
You do you.
Yep. That's perfectly fine. That's 1.5. Okay, so maybe
do you?
3/4 of an ounce. Just a little. This sort of apes what I did before without going through all that bother. Mm-hmm. A little bit of lemon.
Oh, Kitsch from Room says, oh, my father didn't play baseball, but he did play semi-pro ball and was inducted into their Hall of Fame in 2013. Oh my gosh!
Oh.
That's exciting.
Wow, that's cool.
Any Hall of Fame induction is exciting.
You know, somebody bothers to put together a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You make it. That's a real thing. Several years ago, I remember.
Oh, managed the Modesto Reds, Mom says. Okay,
Modesto
Yankees
Reds.
farm team.
Farm team.
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
All right, this is exciting. Julie says,
that's really great.
Heard a quote, never stand up when you can sit down. Never sit down when you can lie down. I like that.
Well, you know what they say about having drinks? What they say is 1 tequila.
Oh, shut up.
2 tequila.
Shut up.
3 tequila. You know.
Amy says, I had a distant relative who was a coach for Red Sox. Okay,
Wow.
so there's a lot of baseball stuff going on here. I feel like I have an undeserved reputation in my family for hating sports, which I do not hate.
She does not hate sports.
I do not hate sports.
Glendora is a Jets fan, I'm just saying.
No, Glendora's a Giants fan.
Well, she's a Giants fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two New York football teams. Both of them need some love.
Oh, okay. All right, good. So okay. I love the conversations that are happening here. Now, I think that, like, in my family, I have a reputation for not liking sports, and that's so not true.
Untrue.
I just am not as interested as everyone else. So, yeah. It seems like usually the game is on, and, like, people in my family are really into it. And I'll just kind of be idly watching the TV, and some big thing will happen. I'll be like, yeah, you missed the thing.
Well, you know, we get one of the big holidays around the end of the year. That one is, of course, the Big Turkey Day. We might have mentioned that in passing. Around Turkey Day, there is invariably a pigskin being towed around some
Lisa
pitch
says, go Giants.
or another. Oh, hello.
Glendora's with you. Wait, also Lisa says, you can block any and all numbers after the sale. Okay. I didn't put my phone number up, but that's good advice. All right.
No, it's very true.
Oh, Glendora.
If it actually helps your sale to have people contact you beforehand and whatnot, and of course, there's frequently a facility to do that via the internet. Like, you have a login, they got a login, they can contact you. Nobody's phone number changes hands. That's okay too. But it's a very good point that you could, like, put your number up and then delete it. Because after this all business, who needs to contact you? Nobody. But I'm very glad to deal with the local dealers as long as they want to talk turkey. I think they wanted to talk quarter apiece, right?
I just want to,
Yeah.
Can I bust in?
Please.
Okay, so Mom, Gettysburg Man was saying, do you know what years he managed them? So if you do know, let us know.
Let us know.
Okay.
We're going to assume that was potentially the late 1940s into the 1950s.
I have,
somewhere
I'm
in
looking
that
at,
period.
up here, I'm looking at a telegram about his baseball prowess.
Exploits.
Yeah, exploits.
If he was a manager at the
It's
time,
framed,
we'd
but
be able to tell.
I'm going to have to get on a ladder to pull it down, so I'm not going to do that right now.
There are fun memories associated with this whole career. Interesting.
Oh,
things.
mid-50s, she says. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
There
All
we
right.
go.
You don't need me.
Hello, folks.
You don't need me. You're talking amongst
Talk amongst
yourselves.
yourselves.
And that's what we want.
This is the whole idea behind this this whole salon that we got going on here. So, yeah. The thing about sales of products that always remains true is if you need to do it fast, you're going to get minimum dollar. If you have patience,
I was still on baseball. I'm
Yep.
like, what?
what? Who?
What are you
No.
talking about? All right.
If you have patience, then you can get maximum dollar. As far as baseball goes, I have friends who have a baseball signed by, I believe, the 1951 Giants. That would be New York Giants. Oh, wow. I mean,
Well,
there
to be
are
fair, the football
serious-
team is the New York Giants now.
It is true. I believe they were originally the New York Football Giants because there was a New York Giants baseball team at the time. New York Giants were the baseball team until, I think, 1958, until they moved to San Francisco.
I guess you couldn't call them the New York Apples.
No, that didn't happen. There were all sorts of teams back in the early days, but eventually you had the Giants. And they played, of course, at the Polo Grounds. I have a friend who actually saw a game at the Polo Grounds.
Really?
Wow, that's going to take you back. That's right before it was demolished. Because I believe the Mets played their first season at the Polo Grounds. And then the city said, we're going to get rid of this, and you get a new stadium.
Remember, we saw a game at Shea Stadium, and that was sad.
That was dire. It was not a good stadium.
Now, this was when the Shea was, like, completely on the decline.
Oh, it's not good. But subsequently...
I think it's better now than it's City Field.
You know, subsequently, the Baseball Association here decided you need a more respectable stadium. So both New York teams got a modern stadium. And I can report they're both good. The new Yankee is quite good and has good beer. The new Shea is not New Shea. New Shea is actually City Field.
City Field, yeah.
City Field has really good food and better beer.
Okay.
So that's actually a nice place to see a game.
The food at Shea Stadium was just really sad.
Don't even start with me.
It was awful.
The food at Old Yankee was kind of adequate. It wasn't that impressive. The food at New Yankee is much better.
All I remember at the Old Yankee Stadium was popcorn.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It was...
Yeah, it was popcorn.
It didn't offend me, but...
I don't think it was freshly popped either, but...
Well, you know...
Some would say, well, the beer isn't freshly brewed. Well, it could be closer to the mark, too. I'm just saying. But there were many options at both stadiums, and I thought that the City Field had really, really good food and beverage options.
Oh, Getty's Remember says ballpark dogs always taste better.
Oh.
No, I want to go to a baseball game.
You know...
I need to find a team to get behind.
You know.
Oh, wait, Lisa says the Mets played their... Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
Polo Grounds.
Oh, Polo Grounds. Yeah.
And that other takes you back to that era.
Who saw a game at Polo Grounds?
Joe.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
well, he goes to a lot of baseball games.
He has to have been all of like 6 years old at the time that he saw a game there.
This is making me want to go to
It's taking you back.
A sports ball game.
You have some money because it's going to cost you.
I know. I don't. I so don't. I'll watch on TV.
And the New York teams play in the Bronx and Queens. So there you go. I got to say, I would make the effort to get out to Queens because it's a better stadium.
Getty's Remember says my kiddo was a sports management major in college. There you go. You're a sports buff. Oh, okay, all right. I love that. Oh, your grandfather. Oh, my grandfather, Carl. Wait.
Non-player personnel at the Astrodome.
At the Astrodome. Oh,
baby.
My gosh.
Hello.
Oh, Peter says Newburgh Vintage Emporium has some really great sports memorabilia. Yes.
They do.
Yes. We've been there a few times and totally.
We've been there a number of times.
The Bronx Bombers. I just love that name, the Bronx Bombers.
The Bombers.
The Bombers.
You had the Bombers and Dem Bums. Those are your two big New York teams.
So New York.
Two big New York teams.
Oh my God.
We can bear in mind that the earliest games of what we call baseball were played in Hoboken. Hoboken. That's a joke. That's a joke to Bugs Bunny. But that's where they played baseball.
Now no one can afford to live in Hoboken.
No, you can't afford to live in Hoboken.
Can't afford to live in Hoboken.
Hilarious. So there you go. Everything turns around, folks. But you have a favorite sports team, support them, you know. Our local sports teams don't exactly need our support, but hey, we're in New York. I say, go you guys. I have no idea what's happening.
You.
No idea what's happening this year because I don't pay attention.
Go you.
Here you go you. But I will say that the football teams definitely need your support.
Yes, your man says, I just love the name Hoboken.
Hoboken!
It just sounds, right? It just sounds homey. Hoboken.
You need to actually pronounce this, put the accent on the second syllable, and you've got it. Hoboken.
Hoboken.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a funny thing.
And if you take the train to Secaucus, you're right near the Meadowlands.
Which is where the New York teams play. That's where you get your Giants games. definitely. Don't you get the hockey games are played there? Am I wrong? Or they played in the? Oh, they played in the Garden.
I can't deal with the hockey.
We actually just
I'm
saw.
sorry, hockey fans, but I can't even with the hockey.
Jeez, we just saw a concert at the Garden.
We did.
As a matter of fact, and it's basically a hockey rink. So I think for music, not a great idea. But
do you say I'm
okay.
from Hobo for short?
I've never heard that. So,
but it would be hilarious.
Probably not.
Oh, the Mets were dem bums. Yep.
The Mets are basically the replacement Dodgers. So
we saw the Mets when we went to Shea. This was that long ago. Yeah. We went to Shea, and I think they lost, didn't they?
They lost to the Colorado Rockies, which at the time was an expansion team.
So it was the whole experience was depressing. The whole experience was depressing.
Ignominious. It was not a very full stadium, so I got to tell you, these teams
not very full. There was no one there.
These teams sometimes suffer. I will actually I'll extend my heart out to all of you Cubs fans who suffered for a long, long time through a fantastic drought. But that ended too. So let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's not Sea Caucus. They do. When you get on the train, it's like, now arriving Sea Caucus Junction. I'm like, it's Secaucus.
When you arrive there, you realize you're in the middle of...
They call it Sea Caucus. I'm like, it's Secaucus.
You're basically in the middle of a swamp. And you think, what is here anyway? Yeah, well, it's a transfer station. And you keep going, you get to Hoboken, and you hop on a different train, you get to Penn Station. Penn Station. There's a very good documentary in the building of Penn Station. I recommend you watch it to realize what it took to get a train to go to Manhattan at the time. Mm. It took the life of the guy who planned it, among other things.
It's like
and a few other lives, too.
That's like the Brooklyn Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge,
How many
life of the guys.
people are buried in the Brooklyn Bridge?
4. That's what I've heard. So, yep. That's construction in the big city.
No joke.
There you go.
No joke.
But it was a hard life at the time, and that's why people needed sports to keep themselves going.
Hello. Sea Caucus. No, Lisa said Sea Caucus. Every time we take the train, they're like, now approaching Sea Caucus Junction. I'm like, it's Secaucus. Why are you calling it Sea Caucus? It's weird.
There is a motion picture, The Return of the Secaucus 7. I don't think it was ever pronounced Sea Caucus. But I don't know.
Suffering for the 108 years of suffering.
Seriously.
That reminds me, though, of, speaking of the train, Suffer in New York.
Suffering.
Why is it... Did they just name it Sufferin' because people who live there were suffering? Well, I realized that was an episode of Sex and the City.
Yeah, made a big gag out of that.
Yeah, like, I'm in suffering. But I'm like, did they really name it just because people were suffering?
Gotta look that up. See what it is.
Because now you can't afford to live there.
I have spent a fair amount of my life going through suffering. I've even actually walked around suffering.
Oh, Getty's ringing up says, if you think Hoboken is funny, okay, wait. If you think Hoboken is funny, Pennsylvania has the worst town names. Intercourse, Bird in Hand,
Blue Ball,
Rough and Ready,
Noodle Doozy.
Noodle Doozy? What? I've never heard of Noodle Doozy.
The hell are they talking about?
Bird in Hand is the name of a song in, 110 in the Shade?
That could be right. Yeah.
It's a Broadway musical.
Show. Yeah, good show.
Where they go to Pennsylvania, but there's a song that's like about Bird in Hand. Yeah.
Wait a minute, that's not 110. That would probably be
what am I thinking of?
Plain and Fancy.
Plain and Fancy, yes, about the Amish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amish in Pennsylvania.
I knew it had Inga Swenson. That's what I was thinking.
Was she in Plain and Fancy, though?
I think
that's
so.
My question. She is definitely in 110 in the Shade, which is a good show. That's actually a show version of The Rainmaker.
I know Plain and Fancy was by Albert Haig, right?
I believe, and it actually has Barbara Cook.
No, but it was by...
Yeah, the composer would be Albert Haig.
Albert Haig, yes. Okay, hold on. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. Yes, Albert Haig. Music by Albert Haig.
Boom.
Hold on.
That's the cover.
I gotta find the song.
1955 on Broadway.
But I just remember there's a song that goes, "Where the hell is Bird in Hand?"
Well, this would be the show because they're talking about that sort of thing. But this was the
hold
Barbara
on.
Cook show.
Now, Inga Swenson was 110. This show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But,
she's
okay.
great role in that.
Okay, so
The Trouble of Bird in Hand.
Dan King and Ruth Winters traveled to Bird in Hand. Okay, yep.
In Lancaster County. Yep.
I never want to say what these videos are going to be about because you never know where the conversation will go.
The conversation usually bends this way and that. We're just saying. Which is fun. With a few drinks and a few laughs and,
Right.
and away we go.
I'm trying to find the cast list.
Alexis Smith. Craig Stevens was in the cast.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. I just remember Albert Haig. I was thinking of him just today, though, in the shower.
You were thinking of Albert Haig in the shower.
I was. Not in the way you're thinking. I was thinking of Albert Haig. Shower. That just sounds wrong.
Nobody
But
thinks of Albert Haig in the shower ever. I'm just saying.
that came out wrong.
Yes.
No, I was thinking of him because I was thinking of the episode of Fame where Bruno's father dies.
Oh, wow.
And Albert Haig plays Mr. Sharovsky, the music teacher. And he says, "From now on, I'll be the first person to hear all of your compositions."
Oh, getting verklempt.
I was getting verklempt.
I tell
But
you.
yeah, but that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, I tell you. The suffering of
the
the
Chicago
Chicago Cubs.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Well, every once in a while you run into a team that is so ill-fated it just goes on and on.
Oh, jeez.
And on the East Coast, we're all very familiar with the Red Sox. But then, of course, I think they were the White Sox for some time. But the Cubs particularly
Oh,
suffered.
Peter's asking, did they add any new eateries at the Secaucus transfer station? No.
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 In fact...
You can get a drink at the Junction. The Junction is reopened, but yeah.
In fact, I think the pizza joint is closed because I never see them open any longer. But
the
deli there has a couple
plain
of
and fancy to sell property to Jacob Yoder. LOL. Every Amish man in Pennsylvania is in
Jacob Yoder.
Oh.
Jacob. So I will say, Peter, if you want to grab a
I just remember
bite,
the lyric of the song is, "Where the hell is Bird in Hand?" That's all I remember from that. Where the hell is Bird in Hand?
we've actually been through Pennsylvania and bought pastries from somebody who was Amish, who I believe was actually named Zeke. That's pretty good.
How do you know that?
Because I remember Zeke's pastries. It was just made with pure lard. I'm sure it was. It was very good.
I hope so.
It was very good, of course.
I hope so.
Junction? Petticoat Junction. Yeah.
Your face was priceless. Theo Haig in the shower. Not in the way you think I was thinking of Albert Hagen's
Nobody.
shower. And I guarantee you nobody said that on the internet today except me.
Nobody thinks about taking the shower. Sorry, Albert, that's just the way it goes.
Sorry, Albert Haig's estate.
Oh.
I meant it in the best way.
Well, this is all part of the fun because, these things occur to us on the fly. But Albert Haig, of course, worked extensively with Dr. Seuss at the time. So there's a lot of great Albert Haig stuff out there.
Amy, we've been watching some early Green Acres where it's a tie-in really with Petticoat Junction.
Yes,
so
absolutely. Yeah.
Petticoat Junction. Bird in Hand is about 90 minutes for me. Oh, okay. Yeah, Amish Bakey Yumsies for sure. I remember we stopped. It was I don't want to say the name of the place because I'm sure we'll get it wrong. That drive-in.
There's a drive-in that was a burger joint. And it was...
Yeah.
Was it close to Harrisburg?
Retro Roadmap. Beth shared that recently again. Yeah.
So if they're still there, we could check it out.
It's still there.
We'll find it out.
It's definitely
we'll
still
drop
there.
It on the,
but Beth
drop
from
it on
Retro Roadmap.
the post here so you can figure out.
Kitsch removes it if it means anything. I was thinking of Kirk Douglas in the shower today. Shrugs.
I don't know.
Oh,
There you go.
Makes me feel less weird.
I'm remembering this drive-in. They had great burgers and fries. It was just a classic joint, burgers, fries, shakes sort of thing. It was just like one location, not a chain. They were all very fresh food. They were really good.
Lisa says, Paul, please wash your face. Back on the shower comment. Like, almost fell off the sofa. All right.
Well, we try. You know?
All right. Hold on.
Boing. You know?
Retro radar. No. Retro roadmap.
No radar roadmap. Yes. You will need radar to find the following things. You will probably need radar to find where we were because it's not exactly on the map. But it was not far from civilization.
No, I found it. Okay, I'm on Beth's website now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once you actually got the scoop, like, yeah, take this road, take that route, and suddenly you were there. It was in back of a pretty industrial area, but it was a pretty cool place, as I recall. And just burgers, fries, shakes. Well, a lot of places are doing that at these days, but they made very fresh food. I thought that was really great. And I'm really happy to patronize these places while they exist because they're kind of an endangered species these days. We happen to have 2 drive-ins, movies, that we can get to within about 40 minutes. One of them is awfully close because it's in town. We were just there a few years ago for the first time. And another one is actually just south of us, maybe 30 minutes, actually. It's not that far. But some friends friends of ours went there with us.
Hold on.
Probably 7 years ago. And we enjoyed a couple of movies. And then when the third movie came on, it was terrible. And we said, okay, time to go. Well, that's the whole deal with the drive-in. That was fine. But these were all drive-in things.
Oh, no, the drive-in is still there.
Yeah. The local drive-in is still going strong. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
If it were not going strong, I kind of feel like I would like to finance that. That should go on forever and play drive-in movies.
All right, I got this.
It should be playing Night of the Living Dead right now. Wow, that's a classic drive-in movie. Oh, pardon me.
All right,
so,
hold on.
Yep.
It's taking a minute to come up.
I was thinking about it. Blah, blah, blah. It's just a drive-in. It's just a drive-in that serves burgers and fries and shakes. It was a cool place, though. You would all love this.
Our internet's taking a minute.
It's not even telling me exactly where it is, but I believe that this was pretty much proximate to Harrisburg. She posted about
it recently.
Harrisburg is one of those towns which does one thing: government. So it's not that remarkable.
This is taking forever. I'm going back to Facebook.
We go through it on the highway. We're like, oh, it's Harrisburg, and then we keep going. So it's not going to really make you stop for a second. But close to Harrisburg is a lot of fun stuff. It's important to know that.
I'm just going back to her Facebook page because this is taking forever.
It's kind of stupid.
Yep, nope.
Big fun. And I'm trying to think of where else we stopped along the way that actually resembled that. I remember being at a great drive-in around, not Jamestown, New York.
Red Rabbit, was that it?
The Red Rabbit.
Red Rabbit, that's it.
Bing.
It wasn't blue at all, it was red.
I was thinking
that's it, Red Rabbit.
I couldn't get the rest of it.
Red Rabbit.
Duncannon, PA.
Duncannon, Pennsylvania. Yeah,
Check
that's
it out.
That's what I was talking about, Red Rabbit.
That's a fun place.
That was great.
It's really simple, good food, and you'd have a lot of fun there.
Michael says, almost 2 hours of dialogue and no mention of Don Knotts, the ghost of Mr. Chicken. Well, we've mentioned it now.
Maybe we haven't gone there yet. Anyway.
All right, Halloween's coming.
So,
Ghost of Mr. Chicken. I almost said Mrs. Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Great score. Vic Mizzy.
Okay, yeah, Red Rabbit. That was it. I knew it was a color.
I could not for long pull that out.
Oh.
See you, sir.
Yes, Red Rabbit. That's it. Red Rabbit. It was great. It was a detour for sure off the highway, but worth it.
It's a worthwhile detour. It's going to take you a really weird, bendy way, this way and that, and then you're finally there and you go, oh, okay, that's not that much.
Yeah.
I recall it took us through some pretty industrial areas, which,
that's
our
fine.
neck of the woods,
That's
that sounds
fine.
par for the course.
That's fine. It was fun.
But it was fun. It was good. I really liked it. It was a really great place. And, you know, if you're like, oh, I'd just like to stop at this joint for a burger, they did very well.
We had lunch. I remember we had lunch. We got burgers and fries and whatever. And we got some Amish treats because there were some people who had set up tables out front.
Food stand there.
Yeah, it was great.
So that worked well.
Yeah. Now, what is that?
Oh, I just put together a little something.
Oh, something.
Well,
Something with some cider and
almond bitters is a good
what
idea.
have you.
Yep. We've been talking about these types of liquors. We've been talking about when the season changes, you switch to brown goods. At least in the Northeast you do because, well, the leaves change color.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Well, think about whiskey. Think about bourbon, rye. Think about applejack. Think about brandy. Think about dark rum.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Fun
Lisa
things.
says Becky's Drive-In is still going strong. And I went to see Rocky Horror Picture Show with the dancers. Oh, where is that?
Wow.
Where is that? Let us know.
Yeah, drop that right here. That's a lot of fun. We've heard about a local drive-in. Well, not a local drive-in. There's a drive-in in Pennsylvania that was not outrageously far for us. That sounded like a lot of fun, but the owner of the land was about to sell it out from under them.
Oh.
So that was a real problem, and I'm not sure they're still there.
And Gettysburg Man was saying there's a cool ice cream spot about 30 minutes west of me called the Igloo. It's in a super
retro building.
Oh my
wow.
gosh. Okay.
Gotta love that.
We do have some ice cream stands that are in our neck of the woods that are great. And Village Diner is like 20 minutes from us in Milford, Pennsylvania.
You want to talk Pennsylvania? Right there. That's Eastern PA. It's right there on the border.
It's
New Jersey,
Pennsylvania,
New York.
but it's like 20 minutes from us. And you talk about having the retro, like they have tuned into what people want, and that place is always busy. I'm going to get a cider.
You do that.
I am.
The thing about Village Diner is that it is a 40s diner. It is like that classic aluminum frame diner that was dropped in there. And whatever it was originally, 2 or 3 generations later, the owners pick it up and they're like, we want to keep this thing going as like a 50s diner. So they do. But they were bought bought out by foodies who were like,
yes,
let's innovate.
I was going to say, they
crazy?
bought it. Yeah.
So it actually was bought by people who have Greek heritage, and they're talking about doing like a Greek diner. And they start talking about, well, you know, Greek salad gets into everything. So suddenly it's Greek salad fries, and suddenly it's Greek salad meatloaf, and it's crazy
what could
good.
make this salad better? I know.
Yep.
Fries. And it does. It does.
And you look at these plates of food and you're like, I can't get this anywhere else in the country, and this is insanely good. No. They're the people who do not just disco fries, but disco meatloaf. In the area, in the tri-state area here, you can get disco fries almost anywhere.
Let us know if you're coming to visit us, because we will send you to Village Diner.
You know, that's kind of crazy and good. Yeah, they do it well.
Oh, also had a drive-in here there called the Sunset Drive-In sold in 1994.
Oh,
I hate when things like that get lost.
You know, it's kind of a shame.
Walnut Port, where's that? Lisa, let us know. Becky's is so old school. It's just nice to. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Walnut Port. Well, that just sounds like a Pennsylvania town that's hosting a great drive-in.
Oh, Gettysburg Man says, I'll post a pic of the ice cream spot in VIP room. Oh, thank you.
Very much appreciated. That's awesome. When we're going to hit the Village Diner very soon for an event with the aforementioned Beth from.
Mm-hmm.
So That's going to be a lot of fun.
Roadmap. I know. I'm waiting for marching orders. Now that I've gotten through today, I feel like I can focus.
Well, you've had a couple auditions earlier today.
I did.
It's like a lot of work. I know.
It was crazy.
I went to a full day of work.
It's done.
She went to a full day of work, and we actually come here to see you because. But we start talking about these local joints. I love these places. Patronize them when you can. I hope they keep going. You know, we have a local theater. That's fantastic. I would like to support them so much. I would curate their show. We have. They should be doing a Halloween show like right now.
I'm sure they will be soon, if they aren't already. They
should be showing like film. They should be showing motion picture film there.
Well,
I know I'm not so sure they're equipped, but I don't know. One of these days, folks. One of these days.
Is it time?
It might be about that time. We've been going now for close to 2 hours.
I think it might be around 2 hours because we started early, which we didn't announce we were going to do, but I was so nervous about it not working that I wanted to start early.
I know.
You don't know the trauma.
You just want to make sure that all the wheels turn before you go live.
The trauma.
It's so true. Well, folks, it's been fantastic to see you on a Wednesday. Maybe that's hump day for you. Maybe that's not hump day for you. These days, everything turns around. My weeks are all switched around. I don't know where I'm going. But eventually I get there and I do a full day's worth of work.
Where you're going to? Nope.
No. Everything is in flux with those things these days. So it is very good that you could join us and you could actually experience a few fun libations to keep your head screwed on properly. And we start talking about various and sundry fall flavors. It has a huge conversation about leaf peeping. They're all turning. It's going to get great in no time at all. Great conversation recently about local joints. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Well, we got them. We got some dives locally. You know, they're dives.
Oh,
we got some drive-ins.
Julie.
Absolutely. We have drive-ins that are movie theaters.
Yes, we'll see you next Wednesday for
patronize them when you
Halloween stuff.
Bang. That'll happen in no time at all.
Yes.
The soda fountains. Yeah, a well-equipped soda fountain can make you anything.
Lisa says Walnut Port is 35 minutes from me. I'm going to Google Maps it.
Let's take a look.
Because I've never heard of Walnut Port, but...
I have not heard of a lot of locations in central Pennsylvania, so this will be interesting. We, of course, are very familiar with certain parts of Pittsburgh, which is a great little town. I'm just saying. It's
Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh, yeah. Pittsburgh rocks.
Basically a 6-hour drive from us. It's not that much. But, like, you know, if we're actually trucking into Ohio and want to go to, say, Akron, that's a pretty good pit stop on the way. So, it's been so fantastic to spend a few hours with you.
Yay.
It's so nice to have you on.
And next week we'll be decorated for Halloween.
So, you'll be able to see that, which is a lot of fun. Any requests, send them to us. Do you miss something? Did you miss something? Send us a mail. We'll talk to you.
Yep.
Oh, did we mention the fact that there is a tip jar at the bottom of the screen this entire time? I don't think we did. Here we are signing off. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a tip jar. If you like what we've done, both locations here.
Kalaka Boy says, will you be wearing a costume in your next stream? We might be wearing a costume. I don't know if I've settled on the costume, but I might wear a costume.
We could find something. It's always possible.
I could arrange that.
We do this for you because we enjoy
and for us too.
Talking to friends. Obviously, if you want to keep buying liquor, then we will need a little support. And if you will note the tip jar at the bottom of the page, that is highly appreciated.
And hi to all of our Patreon patrons. We love you.
Our patrons who are already supporting us, I got to say, you are awesome because we give you content every month because you signed up. That is marvelous. So, having said that, that's my one plug for the day.
All right.
None of this is free.
Commercial plug is over.
Happens. Yep, done.
Commercial plug is done. Oh, happy autumnal days to you too.
Get an autumnal cocktail.
All
All of you
right.
Patreon people will get that tomorrow. So
I'm trying to find a graceful way to,
just swipe left.
and I, it's not happening.
Here's the graceful way. Thank you so much for being here from the bottom of our heart. It's been awesome
Thank
to enjoy
you.
a couple hours
Thank
with
for
you
joining us.
on a Wednesday. Whether that is the middle of the week for you or not.
Next week,
It's still gonna be
Halloween.
awesome. Next week, we're definitely going right into the season because October is upon us. Start buying pumpkins. We've seen pumpkins since, I think, August. So they arrive and you go from there. Please, if you have any questions about anything we've done tonight, send it to us. If you have any requests, we'll go from there. We can accommodate a lot of stuff. We like to research these things. You have that drink that your uncle had at that place in Pennsylvania in 1962.
Oh, I love that.
That's going to be rough, but we're intrepid.
Oh, we'll find it.
We'll see if we can
We'll
track
find
that
it.
down. We'll see if we can track that down because it's probably not that hard.
We'll find it. I'll
Yep.
go.
We'll see if we can get it for you. Certainly in the tri-state area. And as always, wherever you go and whatever you do,